Hello again. We're going to start here with step 1. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. There's a few parts to this to talk about in the context of yoga. There is the we, or essentially the I. There is admission, there is powerless, and there's the idea of unmanageability. From the perspective of yoga, who is the we or the I that is speaking when we do this thing called admission? The we or I, the fundamental principle of yoga, is not that I am a disease or that I am defective in some way, but at the core of my being, for all of us, who we are is pure consciousness or something like that. Has been called Atman or Purusha, doesn't matter what you call it, but that we have been wrapped over, so to speak, with many, many attractions, aversions, and false identities. Collectively, these can be looked at as colorings. And the colorings, the fancy word for that is klesha. These colorings, we take on identities that I am a man, I am of this country, I am of this family, I am of this education. We can even take on an identity in recovery that says, I am an alcoholic. And the yogi comes to realize that it's not that I am these identities, these are false identities that we take on. Now, this is not a case of being, in common language, in denial of saying I don't have a problem, but it's not saying that who I am is that. Rather, it's saying that these are colorings, these are attractions and aversions, these basically are addictions that I have taken on that are surface level activities, and they are not my true nature. It's powerless. So who is it that is powerless? Well, it's this surface identity, me, as a personality, you can say. In psychology, it's called persona. Sometimes in common language called ego. So this surface level of me can have a quality called powerless. So what does it mean to have life unmanageable? No conflict here. We all sometimes have silly behaviors in the external world, and that can be referred to as unmanageable. It's just that the effect of these attractions and aversions are sort of, so to speak, out of control. So we admitted. Admitted in yogic terminology has to do with our intelligence. The fancy word is called buddhi. There is a discernment. There's the ability to discern useful and not useful. There's the ability to discern self and not self. We get confused over that. We're wonderful people, intelligent people, but we take on our false identities and we use this discernment in the process going within to see beyond the false identities and awaken to the true self. More to be continued. We'll go through the other steps. And remember, again, this is intended just to be a very simple overview. There's no way that this is intended to be a complete course in traditional yoga. Okay? More to come. Bye-bye.